Audio Jungle.
Dead pregnant teen identified, man in custody. A body which was found near the Devon Penn Main Road in St. Mary on Sunday has been identified. She is 16-year-old Jadine Gale, her mother has confirmed. Meanwhile, an adult closely associated with the teenager has been taken into police custody for questioning. Up to late Tuesday, a house in Mountain View, St. Andrew belonging to the man, was being processed by cops as investigations continue into the teen's death. Gay's body was found wrapped in a blue tarpaulin by a resident who alerted the police. There were reportedly signs of strangulation and multiple assertions on her body. This was the first murder reported in St. Mary in 2025. 5-year-old girl dies in house fire on Whitehall Avenue. A 5-year-old girl perished in a house fire on Whitehall Avenue in St. Andrew on Wednesday afternoon. It's reported that the blaze occurred sometime after 2 p.m. Following cooling down operations, the charred remains of the girl was reportedly found in the bathroom. A resident told reporters that the two adults who are physically challenged were rescued from the blaze. He said rescuers were not able to get to the girl, even though they could hear her screaming for help. Meanwhile, Member of Parliament for St. Andrew North Central, Carl Samudo, expressed shock and sadness at the death of the young girl. Meantime, the Jamaica Fire Brigade said it has not yet determined the cause for the fire. Brigade Commissioner Stuart Beckford said 2 units responded to the blaze.
At approximately 2:53 p.m. this afternoon, the Jamaica Fire Brigade received and responded to a call. House on fire, 14 Whitehall Avenue. For 3 units, it was the closest to that location. Was dispatched. On arrival, they discovered a house fully involved. They requested assistance. A unit from York Park was dispatched to lend assistance. During firefighting operation, the team were advised that 5-year-old is missing, and so they started to search in an attempt to locate the child. Regrettably, we were not able to save the child. We discovered her remains in the bathroom of the house where she would have gone to seek refuge. There were 4 persons living in the house that were at the house at the time of the incident: a grandmother, a uncle, and a sibling. I'm told that the grandmother and the uncle are physically challenged, and so they had to be assisted from the burning building by residents. Regrettably, the 5-year-old, they were not able to rescue her from the building, so she would have perished. At this time, the cause of the fire is under active investigation. We are not yet certain of exactly what would have caused this fire. We still have a team of firefighters on the ground.
62-year-old man gunned down in Enfield, St. Mary. The police are investigating the murder of a 62-year-old man whose body was found with gunshot wounds near bushes in Enfield. He is George Malcolm, a farmer of Birdville in Fort Stewart. The discovery was made in the area known as Dry River in Enfield. It is reported that about 12:10 p.m., residents heard several loud explosions and alerted the police. Cops arrived in the area and conducted a search, during which Malcolm's body was discovered face down near bushes. He was dressed in a brown shirt, floor shorts, and striped underpants. A close examination of the body revealed what appeared to be gunshot wounds. No spent casings were discovered at the scene. The police are urging anyone with information that can assist the investigation to contact the Anata Bay Police at 997-4222, Crime Stop at 311, or the nearest police station. Court equipment pains. Excessive red tape continues to cramp Jamaica's court system, which has prompted Chief Justice Brown to come out bashing the process of procuring equipment and services for the island's courts. The Chief Justice says the system doesn't work for the benefit of the people that is supposed to serve and leads a great inefficiency. The simple fact is that it is not working, it is not doing what it is supposed to do, and has actually become an obstacle and an hindrance to development, Chief Justice said on Monday during the swearing-in ceremony for 5 judges at King's House. The Chief Justice said the problem with a threat to the justice system and lauded Prime Minister Andrew Holness for recently giving a commitment to reforming the government's procurement process. "I couldn't agree with him more," Chief Justice stated. The Chief Justice referenced a scenario that came out of the infamous Klansman gang trial in the Supreme Court in Kingston, where he said that due to how the procurement process is set up, there was unnecessary and excessive spending to acquire usage of important computer and digital equipment that was well needed for the trial. The equipment was necessary to ensure that witnesses could give evidence remotely from safe locations. The experience of the court has been horrendous. When the gang trial was going on, for example, we had to ensure that the equipment in the court was a minimum quality, so we put out the tender inviting persons to come and provide the service, microphones, cameras, screens, and so on. 3 turned up, we took them through the process, and 1 was left standing. We leased the equipment from the person, but having regards to the cost, we recognized that this continued. We would be paying for things several times over, Chief Justice noted. We decided to say, let us buy the equipment because of the price it had to go to this body outside. They said, no, 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 you need to do over the process and open it. The end result was that we don't have the equipment, we didn't get the training, and we ended up paying funds that could purchase the system 3 times. That is what the procurement process proceeds, a clear-peeved Chief Justice added. He cited a second scenario in which parts of the air conditioning unit were needed in the Court of Appeal, which wasn't acquired because of the red tape. He also cited another situation where a central air conditioning system was needed for the Supreme Court, and because of the unnecessary procedures, it did not materialize. Our second experience was in regards to the air conditioning unit in the Court of Appeal. It is almost a year now, and that part needed is still not here. We had a problem in the Supreme Court with the central air conditioning unit, and we decided to go to the split unit. We did the same thing. We went out, did the procurement, found a supplier who actually had the air conditioning units in Jamaica. There was nothing to suggest that the person is a rascal and anything like that, so you'll want to think that this was a good decision. Again, because of the value, they said, no, 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 this person that you have selected is not a grade 1 or grade 2 provider. Having regard to the size and so, you have to go through the grade 1 or grade 2. We said, but the man has the thing here and we need it. They say, no, you have to go with the grade 1 or grade 2 provider. We said, okay, let us go find the grade 1 or grade 2 provider. That person had no money to execute the contract, no air conditioning units, so the end result was no air conditioning units in the areas that are needed. Any system that consistently produces those kinds of results is a system in need of overhauling. In that regard, I agree with the Prime Minister that it really needs to be done over. It is not fit for the purpose, and it is not fitting its objectives, the Chief Justice noted. The Chief Justice also raised the question of why there is so much and excessive delay in the implementation of an integrated electronic case management system. He said it poses risk to the judiciary achieving its strategic objectives. As you know, we do not raise money. We get money from the Parliament and significant sums of money come from the executive. I am mentioning this in the context of the integrated electronic case management system, which we have been talking about for quite some time. A conference hosted by the Ministry of Justice, along with the Inter-American Development Bank, was held in January 2020, and a report was produced around May or June of that year, and the recommendation adopted. We are now in 2020. There were visits from Rwanda and visits to Spain. Rwanda came here and decided we made and so on. To date, we cannot move forward. Why is that? I don't know. It suggests that it is not being treated with the degree of urgency that it ought to be. It is vital that we get the electronic case management system in because it will not only improve efficiency, but for the view of our legal system for the outside, it is very significant, Sky stated. He referenced the World Bank annual publication, which was previously referred to as the Ease of Doing Things Business Report, but it is now called the Business Readiness Report. One of the things that used to access countries is the ability to communicate with the court on a 24-hour basis. If you do have in place the electronic management system that can receive files and documents literally 24 hours a day, you are going to be marked down as a place not to invest. It is not just about the judiciary, but it has implications for whether persons make the decision to invest in Jamaica. I can only appeal to those who have to make the decision to do so quickly so that we can begin the process of development of the system so that our people can benefit. It has immediate benefit, for example, when dealing with divorces, estate matters, the transfer of property and wealth from one generation to the next that could be sped up significantly so we need it, the Chief Justice insisted. Remember to subscribe, like, share, and click the notification bell for daily updates.